vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ajnanati mirandasya Jnanajana shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Changamam Vyaptam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svapaji Vyapti Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharachara Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarvashruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Bhujaha Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjanaha Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samaruda Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Bhukti Mukti Pradatacha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidarine Atmajnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindosha Jnapanam Sara Sampadaha Guru Padodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhiranadisha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Badusha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda 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 Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda. It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. eternal. Gurudev, Sadgurudev, Sri Swami Vishwananda. 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 It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. Like heat and sun, like word and song, it's a dance of love eternal. Like heat and sun, like word and song, it's a dance of love eternal. Gurudev, Sadgurudev, Sri Swami Vishwananda. 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 It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. It's a love that burns and makes me feel at home. I will never be alone. Like heat and sun, like word and song, it's a dance of love eternal. Like heat and sun, like word and song, it's a dance of love eternal. Like heat and sun, like word and song, it's a dance of love eternal. Like heat and sun, like word and song, it's a dance of love eternal. Gurudev, Sadgurudev, Sri Swami Vishwananda. Om Avatara Shishaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devakarya Samudyataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatanave Namaha, Om Chinmaya Namaha, Om Gurumurtaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Suloshanaya Namaha, Om Sumukhaya Namaha, Om Charvasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmabhujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Charumbaradharine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhavacharkaya Namaha, Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha, Om Arpana Svikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Yeti Mandurpasakaya Namaha, Om Svaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Lolopaya Namaha, Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha, Om Mitabashine Namaha, Om Vagmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namaha, Om Vratadharaya Namaha, Om Sadhave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha, Om Surdaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahakshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingachana Protsakaya Namaha, Om Siddhisadanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Omkaropasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Sadvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Jitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashilaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Kshamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandhaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhura Svabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidhaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Saumyaya Namaha, Om Guyaya Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaya Namaha, Om Gabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Jyutidharaya Namaha, Om Dhanyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duratikramaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharana Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutastha Jagartakaya Namaha, Om Aviprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamatra Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamaikatabhavarakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha. Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnur Vichakrame Pritivya Sapta Dhamalihi Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Tredhani Dade Padam Samudamasya Pagum Sure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnur Gopa Ada Abhyaha Tato Dharmani Dharyene Vishnu Karmani Pashyate Ato Vritani Paspashe Indrasya Yujasaka Tad Vishnu Paramam Paragum Sada Pashyanti Surya Divi Vachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagravagam Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Premavataraaya vidmahe Sadguru Devaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Om Premavataraaya vidmahe Sadguru Devaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Om Premavataraaya vidmahe Sadguru Devaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Govinda. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvigham Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Om Bhur Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketavare Narayana Achyuta Vikrama Chakrapane Deityadi Sarvajadara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukminisha Bhavanasha Hare Murare Radesha Gopesha Surupa Brahmadi Vanya Shri Dvarakashaya Vaikunta Pate Bhuvaneka Murte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Meenakrute Kamatarupa Varaha Murte Trevikramaya Guhane Bravo Rama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Parat Paresha Damodarabja Dharananda Kadari Shori Go Gopa Gopi Jana Sambrita Dina Bando Gopi Jana Priyaye Tava Suprabhatam Shirat Vishai Mujagari Patal Pashai Sadbhakta Hrisadana Shai Lamanga Shai Shri Gopa Vama Mrudutalpa Sukadi Shai Go Gopa Vallabhaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapati Sukanarada Gotamadi Brahmarshi Sangamani Sangha Vavaratesho Tishtanti Deva Tava Darshana Bhagya Heto Gopala Sekararaye Tava Suprabhatam Mandara Jadi Tulasi Dala Malikadyahe Malyani Anjali Pute Samudaharante Tishanti Tvat Bhavatadar Dale Munindraha Radha Manoharaye Tava Suprabhatam Vedatrayam Patati Gotamakana Guyaha Gayanti Sankuna Gano Varada Savargaha Sankirtayanti Tavanama Kada Visheshaha Shri Naradadi Rishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhano Dharana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janamrita Suvesha Bhavadi Pota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukminisha Varada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagata Parijata Bhaktarti Vanjana Kripa Karadina Bando Dityanta Gaya Dijana Priya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmadhara Prameya Padmalaya Sarita Padma Nivasa Shori Padmudbhavati Sudasevita Pada Padma Padmadinata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindadale Viharanaya Mahendra Vandya
Kandarpa Haratinya Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Siddha Chandana Limna Deha Govinda Yadavaraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayangadina Ravichola Supushpahara Nilam Buddhasha Sharira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vaishya Jambavati Satya Suganti Bhadra Shri Mitra Vindari Vasa Prabhu Putrikadyahe Tishtanti Divya Bhavame Tava Sevanardam Gopi Mana Priyaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyuta Ananta Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janardana Chakrapane Namani Divya Munayurna Nisham Vadanti Brahmi Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam
Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Patanti Ahanisham Bhuri Kritam Mahapapam Shri Krishna Grahetukam Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshavateju Suravira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shakta Samlama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Vedum Kvavantamaravinda Dalayatasham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Alola Chandra Kala Sadvanamarya Vamshi Radhangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalindriya Vritti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Advaitamachutamanadinanantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Dulabhamadulabhamatma Bhakta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampraganyo Vayoratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam Yobhyasti Yad Prapadasinya Vichinta Talve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Ekopya Sora Chayetum Jagadanda Kotim Yaschaktirasti Jagadanda Chayaya Dantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yadbhava bhavitadiyo manujastateva Samprapya rupamanimasanayana bhushaha Yukte yameva nigama pratitestuvanti Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Ananda chinmaya rasam pratibhavitavis Tabirya eva nijarupataya kalavihi Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhuto Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena Santassa deva hiradeshu vilokayanti Yam shama sundarama chintya guna svarupam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Ramadi murti shukalani yamena tishtam Nanavatara makarod bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna svayam samabhavat parama pumanyo Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanga koti Kotishvashesha vasudadi vibhuti vinam Tad brahmanishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Maya hi yasya jagadanda shatani sute Tregunyatad vishaya vera vidayamana Sattva valambi parasattva vishura sattvam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasatmataya manashu Ya praninam pratipalam smaratam upedya Lila itena bhuvanani jayati jasram Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Golokanam nijadham nitale chatasya Devi mahesha haridhama suteshu teshu Te te prabhava nichaya vihidaschayena Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Srishti sriti pralaya sadhana shakti rekha Chayeva yasya bhuvanani vivarti durga Ichchana rupam api yasya chacheshta teja Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Kshiram yatada divikara vishesha yogat Sanjayate nahi tata prithagasti hetoho Yashyam bhutam apitata samupaiti karyat Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dipachireva idashantaramabhyupedya Dipayate vivita hetu samana dharma Yastadrigeva icha vishnutaya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Yakarana valajale bhajati smayogam Nidram ananta jagaranda saromakupaha Adhara shakti mavalamya param svamurtim Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasekanishvasitakalamatabalamya Jivanti loma viraja jagadandanataha Vishnur mahansaya yasya kala vishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Bhasvandya jasma shakaleju nijeshu tejaha Shriyam kiyat prakatayam kyapitadva atram Brahmaya esha jagadanda vidhana karta Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yatpada pallava yugam vinidaya kumbha Dvandve pranama samaye sanagadi rajaga Vignam vihantu manamasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Agnir mahi ganganam ambud marudishasya Kalastatatma manasiti jagatrayani Yasmad bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yakchakshuresha savita sakala grahanam Raja samasa suramurti rashesha tejaha Yasyanyaya pramati sambrita kala charo Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Dharmo tapapa nichayashtutayastapamsi Brahmadikita patagadhavayasya jivaha Yadatamatra vibhava prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yastvindra gopamata vendra mahosva karma Bandhana rupa palavaja manatanoti Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti vajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yankroda kama sahaja pranayadi vidhi Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya vaibhahe Sanchintya tasya sadishim tamuna purete Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Om Agnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, good morning. So, don't worry, I will keep it relatively short. So, today, as last Friday, we spoke about the Lord's skin or his skin color and the meaning of it. Today, I want to speak about his hair. And obviously, his hair is very close to my heart, as the first name of Narayana, there's 24 names, main names of Narayana, and his first name is Keshava. And Keshava is the Lord, which means the one with the most beautiful, long, uncut hair. As you can see, it's very uncut. Well, at least in the back of my head, it is uncut. And so it's very relatable to me. So I took a verse from Canto 4, chapter 7, verse 20, where it says, Shamo hiranyarasanorega kirita yushto nila lakara brahmara manita kundalo shaha sankapja chakra sharachabhagadasi charma vyagre hiranmaya bhujer ivakarnikara. His complexion was blackish, his garment yellow like gold, and his helmet as dazzling as the sun. His hair was bluish, the color of black bees, and his face was decorated with earrings. His 8 hands held a conch shell, a wheel, club, lotus flower, arrow, bow, shield, and sword, and they were decorated with golden ornaments such as bracelets and bangles. His whole body resembled a blossoming tree beautifully decorated with various kinds of flowers. So it's not only a nice verse to take because it's Christmas time, and as it says, his whole body resembles a blossoming tree. And so obviously in Christmas time, we bring the trees inside of our houses and we decorate them. And sometimes as a joke, when somebody's dressed very beautifully with many ornaments, you say they're dressed like a Christmas tree. And so of course, Narayana, as Guruji sometimes also likes to dress like Christmas tree, very beautifully ornamented and garment, everything nice and shiny. And so here, obviously to focus on the first part of the verse, it says that his hair was bluish and the color of black bees, whatever black bees look like, I guess, black. So obviously he didn't dye his hair blue. I would say the color was black, but it had the bluish shine. Obviously his skin was black, dark, but with a bluish tone. And so the hair would reflect, obviously, the color. It is said that Radha's eyes turned blue because of her focus and constant vision of Krishna. She would always look at Krishna, and so her eyes turned Krishna's skin color, right? And so the hair is a similar color. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the meaning of the hair. So we have different types of hair, obviously. We have the Nila Lakara, the bluish curls of Krishna. We have the Jata, which is the twisted hair. Also, most of the relics that we have, the Jata, the hair from the saints. Huh? Jata. Jade? Dread, dreads. Twisted hair, dreadlocks. Like Swami Aniruddha was trying to get, or Swami Chida. It's a thing. So, seeing at the spiritual significance of the hair, it generally symbolizes spiritual power and vitality or health. As we can see in human beings, obviously, I think we can see that if somebody's very healthy, the hair is healthy also. The same is with animals also. My sister's dog is vegan since birth. And the amount of times that they get asked on the street which kind of meat they feed their dog is incredible. Because you can see on the dog how healthy the dog is on the fur, right? And so many people ask them, like, what kind of meat do you give? And they say, well, none. And nobody can believe it, right? And so you can see that, and that's actually the next point. On one hand, we can see that hair stands for power and strength. As you know, many of the deities that have long hair, not only Guruji, but Narayana, Krishna, Babaji, Shiva, they're all displayed with long hair. And power we can see, for example, with Shiva, which he's able to wrap or collect all of the power of Ganga. When she's coming down to earth, he holds her, all that power and strength he catches in his locks, in his hair, right? And on the other hand, it is also a tradition of shaving one's head, and as a sign of purity and renunciation. And as we see, the brahmacharis usually shave and cut their hair when they become brahmachari, or the Brahmins would always have the shika only. The shika representing that strength, that power, which is uncut, because you don't cut the shika usually. But the renunciation of shaving the head and offering. In some temples, you have the opportunity to offer your hair to the Lord. Some of those who were on the pilgrimage with Guruji at the time, I guess, I remember for sure Swami Akash, I guess Jai Gopal, I think, was there too. They could, when they got their shika, they were able to offer their hair in the temple. And so the hair also represents detachment and fresh start of sorts, right? When we take initiation, it is like a fresh start. You become purified, and your aim or your goal is to stay pure also. So the hair, as we know, also represents karma and all attachments, because even though hair can also represent beauty, it also carries all your past actions. So we know those who, like if you can see, like I said, with a diet, with a health, with the type of food that you eat, with maybe those who have taken drugs before, whatever, like all these kind of residues that are in the body, they stay in the hair afterwards as it grows out, right? And so it represents attachments also, yeah? That's why, and I come to that afterwards, in the Hindu tradition, for example, when we go into the temple, when we do the offerings for the Matajis that usually have long hair, they cover their hair when they do the prayer, and I'll speak about it later. And so the third part, on one hand, it's the cut hair. On the second part is the uncut hair, which is the shika. Even in the purifications, the karanyasam in which we do, we touch the shika, right? Shikaye vashata, as one of the purifications of our body before we do the prayer, the rituals. And so the shika has great significance in the Hindu tradition. And I've been looking for a long time to try to find a reason other than looking stupid and not attractive. What is the purpose of a shika? And I've seen different explanations, such as, of course, usually you should have the long hair because it's strength and power, but back in the time it was not very hygienic, so they, cut most of the part and left only partially. Like none of the explanations I've found were very satisfactory, because we do have shampoo and warm showers nowadays, so it's not so much of a hygienic situation. So obviously we know that this part in which a shika is tied is a very strong energetic point in the body. And so by tying the hair, whether you have a shika or long hair, doesn't matter, because either way the hair should be tied, it creates a certain pull, right? And so that pull helps to focus and concentrate. Because traditionally in the brahmacharya stage, one's hair is left uncut also as a sign of focus and dedication towards learning and knowledge, so that one does not focus on material things and outside things, on going to the hairdresser every week or every third day, but to focus on the study of Shastra, the acquiring of knowledge, and the focus on the Supreme Lord, right? And so that is what the shika also is, in a sense, as when you cut it, it's when you tie it, it's a bit like a loop, right? So it reminds a little bit of the kush grass that sticks out of the kalash pot, right? And so the kush grass represents the antenna, right? The connection through which the divine consciousness is funneled and attracted into the water of the kalash. And so the same is with the shika actually also. It symbolizes the connection to the divine consciousness. Yeah. So as a third part, in Hindu tradition, there is many aspects of rituals in which hair is quite important. As I said, the offering of the hair in the temple. Also, there's this kind of small, and Guruji was doing it, was it last Navratri? Maybe it was the Navratri before, I don't remember. Where one family came and they asked him to cut the hair of the baby, right? I guess our tradition here, we have the same, where we cut the first lock of the baby as giving luck, like the first tooth also, I guess, falling down. So it's a sign of luck and protection. Yeah. It also symbolizes strength and it gives certain identity. So in the tradition, the Kshatriyas would always have long hair because it shows certain strength, but it gives a certain identity to the person. And we can see that in, I take the example of Ashwatthama, for example, in the Mahabharata, after his extremely cruel deed of killing all the Pandava children, of course he was hunted down by the Pandavas, specifically Bhima. And as he was brought to court in front of Draupadi, it was the question in the round, what are we going to do with Ashwatthama? Which kind of punishment is the right one for someone who has killed all your children? Right? And most of them, such as Bhima and Krishna also, was in favor of killing him. Of course, Krishna likes to stir the pot, right? And so it was going around different options of what to do with him. And the point that was made was, yes, he deserves death, but actually he deserves more than death for what he has done. And so it is also not, because of course you have to ask the question, what is dharmic, what is righteous to do? Is it righteous to kill somebody like that? And you could say, yes, sure. The other hand, he is the son of the Guru. And so even though he has, by his actions, defined that he's not a Brahmin, he's not the son of a Brahmin, he doesn't have those qualities, he's still, as his father has already passed, he carries on that lineage and thus represents the Guru itself. And so they cannot kill him in a dharmic way because it is not righteous, right? And so they also agree that it would be too easy for him. And so what they do is they cut his crown jewel, called the crown jewel, the shikha, which is described to be worse as death. Because by cutting the shikha, he loses his strength and he loses his identity of being born in the Brahminical lineage, of being in that identity of his father, of the Guru, of those dharmic qualities are all lost. And obviously, as we know, he was cursed to live forever on this plane, to walk around in that shame for eternity, whatever that means. Eternity can be a long time, I guess. And so that was the punishment that was given to Ashwatthama. That's where you can see with that example of strength and identity of the loss of it. And so the shikha represents that also. For women, specifically, obviously hair is extremely important because it represents beauty. The Matajis always like, of course not the brahmacharis, but the Matajis always like to decorate their hair, and I think Prabhus nowadays also, if you look around. They like to decorate their hair, they like to braid the hair in all the different ways. And so it is about beauty and adornment. So obviously in the Hindu tradition, the hair should always be tied together. I remember once when they were dressing Radha, they had their hair open, and Guruji was very upset. He didn't like it at all. He said, usually only prostitutes wear their hair open. It's not good. In a Hindu tradition, obviously, right? And so also, whether you're, actually for men also, their hair should always be tied as like a shikha, as I said, for all the reasons before, for the focus, for the concentration. And in the Vaishnava tradition, obviously, we take a lot of care for hygiene and a certain clean look. I guess. And so the tied hair kind of contributes to that clean vision, let's say, visual aspect. Actually, there's only, traditionally, there is only 2 instances in which Mataji would be allowed to have the hair open, and that is during menstruation and during mourning. So when one's husband died, during the mourning period, the hair is open, but otherwise the hair is always tied. Obviously, as I said before, during prayer, the hair is always covered as a sign of detachment, that when I do my worship to God, I cover my beauty, my so-called beauty, in front of God, recognizing His superiority of beauty, and at the same time as a sign of humility, that I am nothing in front of Him, right? And as we say, it's a sign of humility to remove the distraction of the Prabhus, because of the Prabhus, they will always look at this beautiful hair from behind, right? So they will be distracted and not look at God, but they will look at your hair. That's one explanation that I've heard before, which is kind of funny. Must be very pretty hair then. So obviously we have some examples of open hair, and that is usually a sign of those who are, whether because of status or whether it is because of savageness, outside of norms or outside of societal norms and traditions. And so obviously we can see that examples with the furious forms of God, such as Narasimha, he doesn't have his hair tied, or Kali is another good example, or Shiva, right? When they're dancing, when they're furious, they have their hair open, and that is as a sign of that this strength and this power is let loose. So when they're in control, not that they're out of control, but when they're in control, it would be closed and tied, but when they're in their destruction mode, you could say, it is open. I don't know if that is why Guruji keeps it open usually. I don't know, right? Destruction mode. Ego destruction mode on. And so where we can see with Kali specifically, obviously Kali is always shown with open hair, as she has that ferociousness, but at the same time she also shows that she's beyond the norms of society. She's beyond bondage and everything. She's free. That is what Shiva also shows, right? He always has open hair also, because he's the true renunciant who is beyond everything. So he's truly free in his engagement with the world. He's truly detached, right? And so to round it up, obviously as we can see with the Lord also in that image, that the Lord always has open hair also, because it is in that sense, because Narayana we don't usually see in that aspect as ferocious, but he still has open hair, because in his form, it is to attract the devotees. And it is strength, it is beauty, it is power, it is protection. It is more than anything, it is to attract the attention of his devotees. There is nothing more beautiful than his hair, than his complexion and his form. And so every part of him is a source of attraction for his devotees, a source of fixation, a source of purpose, to not be distracted and confused with all the other so-called beautiful things that we see in the world. Because once we see him, as Krishna says, chapter 2, verse 59, everything is naturally renounced by perceiving his beauty. All the attachments that we so cling on to so much throughout our life, they actually just naturally disappear the more that we fix our mind on him. Right? And that is one of the reasons or purposes. Jai Gurudev.
Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadadaine.
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 Hiranyakashipur vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur vakshaha.
Shilatankanakhalaye.
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 Ito narasimha parato nasimho.
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Ito narasimha parato nasimho.
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Yato yato yamitato narasimho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho.
Yato yato yamitato narasimho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho.
Bahir narasimho hridaye narasimho.
Bahir Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho.
Bahir narasimho hridaye narasimho.
Bahir Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho.
Narasimham adim sharanam prapadye.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimham adim sharanam prapadye.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye.
Tavakara kamalavare nakaham nadbhuta shringam. Dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam. Keshavadeta narahari rupa.
Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa.
Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanulingam. Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa. Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa.
Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa.
Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa.
Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa.
Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Oh Jaya Narsingh Hare.
Narsingh Hare. Narsingh Hare.
Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev,
Shri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev,
Shri Vishwananda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Shri Vishwananda Hari Bol,
Shri Vishwananda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Shri Vishwananda Hari Bol.
Shri Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Shri
Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala,
Shri Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Shri Radhe
Govinda, Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Radhe Barsane Vali Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari Radhe Radhe Barsane Vali Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari Oh Radhe Radhe Barsane Vali Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari
Radhe Radhe Barsane Vali, Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari,
Shri Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Shri Radhe
Govinda, Radhe Gopala,
Shri Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Shri
Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala,
Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Govinda,
Shri Radhe 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 Gopala
Radhe 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 Gopala,
Shri Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda,
Shri Radhe 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 Gopala
Radhe 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 Gopala,
Radhe Radhe Bharsane Vali Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari
Radhe Radhe Barsane Vali, Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari,
Radhe Radhe Bharsane Vali Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari
Radhe Radhe Barsane Vali, Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari,
Radhe Radhe Bol Bol, Radhe Radhe Bol,
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 Radhe Radhe Bol Bol, Radhe Radhe Bol.
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me,
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangalame,
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me,
Prapatidame Karataya Mangala Mangalame,
Prapati Dharme Karataya Mangala Mangala Me,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me,
Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangalame,
Shaligrama Pratishitaya Mangala Mangala Me,
Tridandatarini Godakajaya Mangala Mangalame,
Tridandadarine Godakajaya Mangala Mangala Me,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me,
Rangesha Kenkayarataya Mangala Mangalame,
Rangesha Kenkayarataya Mangala Mangala Me,
Mananataya Dharinetaraya Mangala Mangalame,
Mananataya Dharinetaya Mangala Mangala Me,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangalame,
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me,
Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare, Bhakta Janon ke Sankata Dasa Janon ke Sankata Janame Dura Kare, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jo Jave Palapave Dukkha Vinase Manaka, Swami Dukkha Vinase Manaka, Sukha Sampati Gara Ave, Sukha Sampati Gara Ave, Kashta Mite Janaka, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Mata Pita Tumame, Sharanaga Ume Kisaki, Swami Sharanaga Ume Kisaki, Tuma Vina Ora Naduja, Tuma Vina Ora Naduja, Asakarume Kisaki, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Tuma Purana Paramatma, Tuma Antarayami, Swami Tuma Antarayami,
Parabrahma Parameshwara, Parabrahma Parameshwara, Tuma Sabake Swami. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma Karuna Ke Sagara, Tuma Palana Karata, Swami Tuma Palana Karata. Mem Sevaka Tuma Swami, Mem Sevaka Tuma Swami, Kripa Karo Bharata. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma ho eka gochara, Sabake Pranapati, Swami Sabake Pranapati. Tisavidhi Milam Dayamaya, Tisavidhi Milam Kripamaya, Tumato Me Kumati. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Dina Bandhu Dukha Harta, Tumara Shaka Mere, Swami Tumara Shaka Mere. Karuna Hata Badao, Karuna Hata Badao, Sharana Pada Tere. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Vishaya Vitara Mitao, Papa Haro Deva, Swami Papa Haro Deva. Shraddha Bhakti Badao, Shraddha Prema Badao, Santana Ki Seva. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Dana Mana Dana Sabha Hai Tera, Swami Sabha Kucha Hai Tera, Swami Sabha Kucha Hai Tera. Tera Tuja Ko Arman, Tera Tuja Ko Arman, Kya Lage Mera. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Swami Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Bhakta Janom Ke Sankata, Dasa Janom Ke Sankata, Jana Me Dura Kare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Mane Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji. Mane Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji. Chakra Ko, Chakra Ko, Chakra Koji. Chakra Ko, Chakra Ko, Chakra Koji. Mane Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji. Shama Mane Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji. Govinda Mane Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji. Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji, Gidhari Lala Chakra Koji. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhusha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Govinda. Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityormam Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Guru Pyo Namaha, Hari Om. Prem se bolo Lakshmi Narayana Bhagavan ki Jai.
Prem se bolo Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Mandir Bhagavan ki. Prem se bolo Shri Hare Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki. Prem se bolo Bhavatar Kriya Baba ji ki. Prem se bolo Shiv Nujaracharya ki. Prem se bolo Satgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki. Om Kilim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jana Vallabhaya Paraya Paramapurushaya Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Oshadasti Shastrani Samaraya Samaraya Mirjol Mochaya Mochaya Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Diti Jvala Pritaya Savanik Shuvana Humpat Parasmae Parabrahmane Paradodishe Swaha Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam Venkatarmana Govinda Gopika Chirasmanam Govinda Bhaktavatsala Govinda Kundali Kavalade Ekanath Namdev Panarinath Maharaja ki Samasta Bhakta Mandali ki Alvaram Purmanar Thiruvalikaye Sharanam